Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a really good day in my little corner of the world. I hope it's a good day in your little corner of the world. It's a sunny day in my corner of the world, and it's quite warm for winter, which is a little concerning because it's not supposed to be this warm, but we'll see what happens in the summer. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about legacy and how you want to be remembered, how I want to be remembered, and just my thoughts on leaving a legacy behind. So, a little backstory. About 2 years ago, exactly 2 years ago, almost exactly 2 years ago, I was in Thailand and I was in a small island called Koh Samui. And Koh Samui is on the east side of Thailand. And I was staying at a hostel and I met this woman named Deb. Deb, and Deb, if you're watching, I love you. She's probably not watching. Nobody in my life knows that I'm recording videos. I'm really just doing these videos for myself. But anyway, I met this woman named Deb. Deb is from Australia. She is half Maori and half Australian. And I really connected with this woman. She had a very beautiful, effervescent spirit. That's how I can explain it. And I hope everybody that's watching can meet someone like Deb in their lives, because she's just an amazing person. And we still keep in touch, and even though our time was short together, we still connect to this day, and we're going to see each other one day. But anyway, we really connected, and the hostel was by the beach. It was on the beachfront. You could see the beach, you could walk to the water, and it was a really cool place. And I remember it was a really hot day and we were outside drinking a couple of beers, and because I really connected with this woman, I started asking her more personal questions, and I asked her how she wants to be remembered, what legacy she wants to leave behind. And I'm sorry, I think a truck is backing up, so forgive the beeping in the background. But anyway, I asked her how she wants to be remembered, and she gave me an answer that really impacted me and really changed the way I live my life. I usually ask this question to my close friends or to people that I've really connected on. When I'm dating people, when I'm dating guys, I usually ask them this question, not on the first date, of course, because that would be weird, but after we've gotten to know each other better and, we have a little bit of we have more rapport with each other, I tend to ask these questions just to see what their answer is. And Deb's answer really surprised me, because she said, and Australians are very funny, and she has an amazing sense of humor. She's always laughing. She's Deb. I really have never met someone like her. She's an amazing human being. Anyway, she's got her Australian humor, and she answers by saying, well, I want my friends to remember me for all the good things that I did, but I also want them to remember me for all the fucked up things that I did. And I want them to get together and laugh at me and laugh at all the fucked up things that I did in my life and just say, well, Deb was a really good person, but she was also pretty fucked up. And I want them to all laugh and just reminisce on who I really was. And her answer really impacted me. It really stood with me. Because usually when I ask this question to people usually answer in a way that is positive. So they want to be remembered in a positive light. They want people to remember them for the good acts that they did in this lifetime. They want to be remembered as a kind, compassionate, helpful human being, and that's great. I want to be remembered like that too. But our answer was so candid and so, I felt like it was so raw that I was really surprised by it, because people usually don't want to be remembered by the bad things that they did in their lives or the fucked up things that they did in their lives. They just usually want to be remembered for all the good things. And so she really changed the way I perceive the world and the way that I act and the way that I carry myself out today. Because I realized that I didn't come to this earth with an instruction manual on how to be a human, on how to navigate this human life, on how to make interpersonal connections, on how to create something in my life, on how to leave a legacy. I don't have an instruction book for that, and I'm just improvising day by day, and I'm sure you are too. We're all improvising day by day, and we're all doing our best. And because we don't have an instruction manual, and because we don't really know how to be human, and we're improvising, we're going to make mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes, and I've made a shit ton of mistakes, a lot of mistakes in my lifetime, and a lot of things that I regret. And some of those mistakes have been small, minor, and some of those mistakes have been big. And I'm not exonerating myself for the things that I've done in my past that weren't good actions. And I've taken accountability for those actions, and I've, apologized, and I've tried to do better now. But I also realize that I am a human. And so now when I think about that question, how I want to be remembered and the legacy that I want to leave behind, I want to be remembered in a realistic light. I want people to remember me for who I was, not the perfect Megan, not the Megan that did everything right and was compassionate or kind or whatever people want to remember me as in a good light. Not just that, but also the negative things, like also the fucked up things that I did in my life, the mistakes that I did, the blunders and all the trip ups that I had in this lifetime. I want to be remembered for that too, because that's what made Megan. Usually when somebody dies, you remember them in a really positive light and you forget all of their negative traits. You're like, oh my god, this person was so compassionate and caring, but you forget that they were very rude or preemptory, and what I'm trying to say is, don't be afraid to be human. It's important to take accountability for your actions and take accountability for your mistakes. And realize that you don't know how to be human and you're going to make mistakes. It's important to apologize when you make a mistake. But don't browbeat yourself, when you make a mistake. Assess where you've gone wrong. Apologize, change, and then move on. Don't just stay stuck there with your mistakes. I want to be remembered for all the good things that I did in my life. I tried my best to be as good as I can, but I'm obviously not successful at that all the time. I fuck up all the time. I trip up all the fucking time. And I make mistakes all the time. But instead of beating myself up for not being perfect, I try and remind myself that I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. And as long as I take accountability for my mistakes and try to do better next time, knowing that I'm going to make a mistake eventually. I'm not going to be perfect. I'm not going to be a perfect human being navigating this world. But I'm going to do better. As long as I have that intention within me and try and live out this world with the intention that I will try to be the best I can be. And sure, I will make mistakes and I will take accountability when the time comes. But I gotta have compassion for myself. And so I want to be remembered as a funny, silly, goofy, quirky, childlike spirit, caring person, helpful. But I also want to be remembered for all the mistakes that I made. I want people to remember me in a realistic light. I want people to remember me for who I was and not take away the humanness that made me me. You know, I don't want people to remember me as a saint. Oh, Saint Megan. She was amazing. She was so virtuous. So righteous. No. Because that would not be realistic. I want people to, all my friends and all my family, to sit around the table and tell stories about me, the funny shit that I did and the not so funny shit that I did, and all laugh and reminisce about the time I got to spend with them. I want them to be like, oh man, Megan, she was a little fucked up and kooky sometimes. Yeah. But we loved her for her. Hopefully they say that. In the end, it doesn't matter because I'm going to be dead, so whatever. So, how do you want to be remembered? What legacy do you want to be behind? Those are questions that are good to ask yourself, you know? Do you want to be remembered in a realistic light, or just in a positive light, or just in a negative light? There's no right or wrong answer. It's just, I feel like this question allows you to explore yourself and explore your psyche and explore your intentions. So I hope you have a great day, and I hope you have a great life. Peace and love. Bye.